Hey Matt,
Hey, what's going on?
do you make jewelry?
Yeah, I'm
You make-
a bench jeweler and inventor. Yeah.
What is a bench jeweler?
Bench jeweler is someone who works at a table or a bench, like actually constructing jewelry rather than like a designer. I'm both, but a lot of people will call themselves a jeweler when they're actually just a designer.
Oh, so bench means you actually do the work.
Yeah.
And you design it.
Correct.
So did you make and design all these pieces here?
I did, yeah. And at the top up there, that's all sewn metal in the middle. Those pieces are stitched 18 karat gold and platinum.
So what's the retail on these?
At the top there, those are like 15, 16
15, 1,600?
Thousand.
15,000
per piece, yeah.
per piece. Where do you currently sell?
Online, I sell mostly online or in pop-ups or trunk shows or whatever. But this is actually my first wholesale show. I've done retail, like trade shows before, but
So, got you. You've done a trunk show where you sold something for 15,000?
those I've
Yeah.
sold recently. 2 of those when they were like 10,000, but that was when gold was like 1,900.
Got
Now
you.
gold's 2,800.
So what percent of what's the gold value on a $15,000 piece?
4.
4,000. Gotcha. So here you're actually making the jewelry, right?
Yes.
Could we see you actually do something?
Well, I mean, yeah, this isn't that crazy. It's just
Cool.
like
Okay. Anything.
sanding, but these are just sterling silver pieces that I designed in CAD, and then they were printed in 3D wax and then casted in silver. And so, as you're making them, the finish is not great, but then like you gotta polish it up, like sand it up.
So what did it look like before you got your hands on that piece of silver?
This is what it looks like before, and
We see the before and after?
this is the polished edge.
Gotcha.
But that is, there's still soldering that needs to occur, and then acid baths and sanding and brushing at the end.
And the guys who like in the Diamond District, they have these people like you doing this stuff.
Well, yeah, there's always somebody at a bench working on the jewelry.
And assembling the whole thing.
Yeah, they're doing polishing, they're doing soldering, they're doing lasering, they're setting stones, obviously.
Do they get like a blueprint? The designer says this we want to look like, and then you just figure out how to
I
make
imagine that's how they instruct them. I've never worked as like a bench jeweler for someone else.
it.
So.
Only yourself.
Yeah, but of course, you say like this. These are the stones, and this is how you lay it out.
Who taught you how to do it?
Self-taught.
Like YouTube, or just messed around?
A lot of YouTube. I mean, I have a mentor, but he didn't really tell me what to do. He almost told me what not to do. He was like, just don't go this direction. But he never sat me down and was like, this is how you sand. This is how you. I had to just trial and error.
For a bench jeweler, how much equipment do you need?
Not much.
Is it like this, the setup right here?
Well, this is like a mobile setup. It's like there's burrs and stuff and like polishing wheels, pliers. But like it really depends on how far you want to take it. And
Could you make any of these pieces right here, right now with your setup?
Yeah, I'm making the front runs
Right now.
Yeah, I'm making those pieces right now. I'm using castings, but I'm soldering on the spot here. I got my torch.
Where are you based?
New York.
We're in New York.
I'm in Williamsburg right now, but I'm moving to downtown Brooklyn.
Nice. Do you have a retail store? Or it's just all online.
No, it's online or trunk shows and whatnot.
Very cool. Do you ever teach? Do you ever mentor people, or not really?
I don't know. I mean, I'm like pretty skilled, but I might want to teach somebody to like make my specific pieces, but I'm not like, there's other jewelers that know a lot more than I do.
If someone wanted to become a bench jeweler or designer, where could I learn? Is there a school, or you just have to like intern?
Well, yeah, there's plenty of schools you can go where they'll teach you, or find a master that will like you can apprentice for.
What school do you know or recommend?
I don't know actually, but I know that there's like specific diamond setting schools, like GIA has those, and there's like a lot of schools in Russia where they teach you how to do that. But
Nothing
like
in New York?
there's like, I think most art like schools will have a like basic jewelry making where you like solder and sand and all that
But
stuff.
you don't need to spend 4 years in FIT to blow all that money to learn it, right?
No.
No. You can learn it, you think in a month, a few weeks? Or a lifetime? You say it's a
Yeah,
lifetime.
I mean, like honestly, like if you let's say you're taking pave work, which is like a stone setting technique where the stones are set really close together, you could dedicate your whole life to just that one technique. Or engraving, you could also dedicate it. But like, so there's like a bunch of categories that you can work within. I decided to work mostly on the computer first because I was strong on computers, And then I ramped up my skill with finishing later. So
Did you go to school for this? No.
No,
All
no,
self-taught.
yeah.
Did you go to college at all?
I did, but it was like for like physics.
Random.
Yeah, it was not
And
physics.
you're born and bred in New York?
Upstate,
Upstate. Cool. Where?
Syracuse.
Oh, nice. Very cool. Really nice to meet you, Caps. And your Instagram handle or TikTok is?
Caps Brothers. Right here.
Caps Brothers. Who's the other brother?
The project started in honor of my brother, actually.
In honor?
Yeah, he had a collection of coins that I inherited from like
Is he alive, your brother?
no, yeah. In 2013, like I discovered these coins that he had collected from traveling, and I started drilling holes in them and making them into necklaces to give away. And then I just kind of continued experimenting through that, and then years later decided to start selling like original pieces that were not related to that.
What'd you do before jewelry?
I own an animation firm in the city.
You still do that?
Not really. I kind of let it taper off. But I'm a technologist. I own like apps and stuff like that.
That you developed?
Yeah.
Are you a
games
coder?
And apps. Yeah, programmer. But nowadays it's a lot different with AI. The programming is a lot easier.
So you coded any famous games?
I mean, like 1 million downloads on the App Store doesn't make you famous.
Does it make you money?
It makes you money.
It keeps you making money.
No, they tend to have a plateau and then they drop off.
Wow.
Unless you're constantly maintaining them. You know, it's
So you had 1 million down. Do people in the gaming world know you exist?
probably not. No, I mean, I had one game called Clocks that had about that many downloads.
1 million downloads.
I also had an entertainment app called Video Time Machine that I made with a couple of buddies, and that was the #1 iPad app in the world for like a week. That was making a few bucks, but it's tough to maintain that. You know what I mean? Like especially with a game or an app that's like entertainment, they tend to die off rather than like being like a utility. Like
But what about the big multiplayer games? They're always keep on going,
for
right?
sure, but those people have like huge teams and they're always changing the rules and the dynamics and whatnot, and there's all sorts of algorithms. My stuff was like basic one-touch games, so it wasn't really like it didn't have the longevity that you're talking about.
So now your money comes from this jewelry.
I mean, this is one of my things. I also have the bags, which I invented.
Tell us about the bags.
So I'll stand up in the bag.
Look at that.
These are wild cards. They're leather bag that is watertight, airtight, smell-proof, and light-proof on the inside. And this is cactus leather. It's stitched together with Kevlar thread in New York City.
Retail price on those?
These are going for 90 retails, wholesale 45. This size, this configuration.
Can you make that into belts or something?
I don't know. Plenty of people make belts.
Gotcha. Kevlar sounds cool.
Yeah, the Kevlar thread's really, really strong. Like usually on any kind of wallet or thing you put in your pocket, they use a saddle stitch. But because these are so small, I wanted there to be grip on the outside, so I use a whip stitch, and that means I needed to make the thread way stronger. So
you make it all yourself by hand?
I had my head down on this for about a year. I did hundreds of them while I was inventing it. Got a utility patent in December, filed, and now I have a team of 8 people that I trained all by hand in the city to sell them.
And they make it?
Yeah.
Full time?
No.
Part time?
All part time. Yeah.
Cool.
I mean, they could be, but you got when you're growing a business like this, you gotta make both sides of it, and it's like, you know, until there's like the demand reaches where I think it's gonna be, they're not gonna be full time. Plus, I designed the job for people to have flexibility. It's kind of they can do it from home. I like that. It helps them out a little bit more. They don't have to come into an office. So
Thank you so much.
nice
You are
meeting
so
you.
interesting.
Thanks, bro. Thanks for the interview.